Hello, YouTube. This is AugustusLarch, and I'm gonna make a thing on why I'm goth. And I'm more of the traditional goth. I've read a lot of literature over the years, and Edna St. Vincent Millay, Emily Dickinson, Robert Faulkner, stuff like this, Tolstoy, Dostoevsky. They've seen that this whole world that we live in, and the origin of God and who God is, and they've kind of missed the point because the Christians have made up this big smoke screen. It burns the eyes. Their smoke screen, it does, and it's from burning what they label as witches, and the whole idea of a witch hunt, pogroms, Holocaust, all these words, social engineering. And just as human beings, look at the capacity we have. Look at this chihuahua. That breeds a miniature chihuahua. Aren't the same tactics wielded over generations through an agenda passed down from the ruling class, the controllers of this world? Don't they breed populations? Don't they cultivate the sentiments and the mind of the population? There's no need for a thought police, an Orwellian thought police here, because people are spoon-fed their information, and the way the public school system is taught is that you smash yourself into a mold. You learn to copy. I remember when I was in school, we learned to copy off the chalkboard. Oh, wonderful. Let's just parrot something. Let's go lockstep with what somebody else does. Let's copy. You're here to get a job and make money, and it's up to us to tell you what the jobs are. Yeah. We don't want you to find out any way to make money. We don't want you to know the actual workings of economics, to understand that it's just a bunch of graphs that explain the difference between supply and demand and how they find equilibrium. No, most people don't have that. They don't actually. I've seen people who graduate from college and all they did was copy, and all they had was they had copies of previous year's tests, and they just searched through it all and crammed so they could get through it. And the way they learned it, it was rote learning, and they forgot it all. They never understood anything. All they did was follow the indoctrination, the prevailing indoctrination of the day. And it's pretty sad, because look at the way the world's been cultivated now. Look at how things are. Look at the world. And someone like me who sees the problems, and I not only see the problems, I'm not one to complain without a remedy. I have the remedy. And if you if you watch my previous vlogs, I actually write a lot too. And I'm a publisher, and I'm trying to get published, but it's very hard to go into the publishing world, aren't they? It's just a shark tank is what it is. And I've tried. I got such a runaround with my printers, and they ended up printing a botched copy. Bunch of copies. I just hand them out for promotion now, free. I had this whole balance sheet, how I was going to make money off of it, and how I was going to get subsequent printings, and I sent mailings out to bookstores, and nobody wants an independent author's book. They probably have a bunch of them already that are horrible. Mine isn't horrible. I've had good feedback from the fiction I create, but I'm an artist, you know, a writer. I write every day. I'm unfulfilled in my field, so it bridges into everyday life, and people kind of judge me as psychotic. But I'm trying out a character, really. I have such a small self-regard that my own personality is continually in a flux. I admit I'm a social chameleon. The worst word you can call me is a poser. But don't I have it down to a science, you know? And that's kind of how I'm goth, because I'm very well read and well educated, and I speak well. And I even enunciate perfectly. And when you enunciate perfectly, people say, what are you trying to be, Madonna or something, and have a fake English accent? No. If you've read enough, if you've listened to enough throughout the world on radio, the better way to pronounce things. I mean, the Minnesotans, the Canadians, they kind of got a rough-hewn edges on their delivery of speech, and I like to be precise with all my enunciation and pronunciations of things and being very specific and using specific words. Most people use a colloquial lexicon of words that everybody, like buzzwords, all strung together, and depending on how they're delivered is how they're taken. Well, my delivery is pretty flat and perfect and specific, and it may take you a while to understand my style. You might say, why are you speaking like that? Why? Because it's perfect way that I know. You know, it's the closest to perfection that I can find. I have a process on things, and that's what I use. So, this is AugustusLarch, and I'm giving you a vlog about a random amount of subjects. Here you go. Have fun with it. Thank you for watching YouTube.